Notaries has been slower than other parts, but my apostille business this summer has been really great. I get calls all the time with apostilles, and most of them, I have to say, are referred from other customers that have done apostilles with me. I did one yesterday, Saturday, and the lady, she was like, she lives in Saudi Arabia, and she was like, I have so many friends that need this service and they don't have anybody. She said, I'm going to definitely give you your phone number. So I get that a lot, and that I attribute to my customer service with my customers. But I've been really busy, with that. Fortunately, trying to organize my office because it is a mess. And if my office is a mess, my business is a mess. And so I've been really trying to streamline my business, separate everything to be organized. I've been working on that a lot. Just working on my business and trying to make it better. But I have been really busy.
I too have been doing a lot more apostilles. I shared with you all in some lives last week that I had my first federal apostille. So I was blowing up Angela's phone.
While I was on vacation.
I'm like, I don't care where she at. I got to get this answer to this question. I was like calling everybody. I'm like, hey, how you do such and such? So I'm typically a level 1 when it comes to apostilles. It's like 3 levels, we like to call it around here. I'm typically a level 1. This is my first level 3. And I completed it. It was a lot of phone calls. I called Alexis too. I was like, girl, what about such and such? And she was like, the same thing we would probably tell y'all, call the SOS, so Secretary of State. So I called the Secretary of State. They gave me my answers. And so it was a total of 6 documents. That was my first major one like that too. I ain't gonna lie, y'all, the money was right. The money was right.
The money is right.
Was right.
That's good.
And I ended up kind of shortchanging myself because the person had a trust package they got done too. And I ain't really charge them for that. But I made enough on the other one where I was like, okay, cool, whatever. That's another story for another day. So anyway, so I've been doing more apostilles. I have another little story about that too, but I'm going to tell y'all another day about that one too. About why I think I was getting so many. I'm going to tell y'all about that. And then also, so that was my first federal one. Of course, I've been working on the new success program, the new coaching program, which has been going amazing. I've been working on that. My general notary work, unlike the other ladies, has been booming. Let me say I got something to do on a Saturday. Everybody started calling me.
Well, that's the same thing. That's the same thing. On a Wednesday, I don't plan to work, and it's like before I get out of bed, it's like the phone ringing. I'm like, I'm not working today. But I go get it because
that's what I need to say. Yeah, that's what I need to say. So let me put it in the universe. I'm ABC and the phone is blowing up. So I had a guy the other day really quick. He was a repeat client and I sent him to somebody else. I was like, because I actually was at a little conference and I couldn't get to him and he was blowing up my phone. So I sent him a message. I said, hey, I'll be available after 5. Don't you know at 5:30, he did get me till 5:30. He was like, hey, are you working today? So I went in the car after I was tired from my little conference and went down there and stamped that one paper for him, one document, and got my little money and came on back home. My sister was like, you always working? I'm like, yeah, bills are always clicking around here. Lights, internet, etc., etc. So anyway, plus I enjoy what I do. So between
I was just about to say that. I love what I do.
I do. I love it, y'all. I have to turn it off because I felt like I was having a something the other day. I think because I hadn't eaten. And I was like, am I overthinking? Am I doing too much thinking, like working my brain too hard? Or was it just that I needed to eat? And Jeff was like, you do nothing but notary all day. That's what you do all day, all night. And then I was like, well, what else am I supposed to do? I don't have no kids. I done lost my mom. I done lost my daddy. I lost my sister. I mean, what else am I supposed to do? Okay?
Sit down and have a glass of wine and relax.
I guess I could try that. Ain't nothing on TV. I usually have my little TV shows. Everything is off because of the Olympics. So I've just been in overdrive creating. That's what I do. I create. So that's my out. So anyway, that's all I got for you. So we've been actively still working in our businesses. Again, kind of focusing more on the mentor program, but we will be coming back doing these lives. That is definitely part of it. I promised that last month. And then last month was just really crazy. So we're going to really try to get back on track with our weekly sessions here with you all too, okay? So who is this calling me? Okay, anyway, I got to come back to them. So anyway, sorry about the distraction there. So what else we got? Queen says, I'm new as well and inquiring, is it realistic to do this full time? So yes, it is. It is full time. So I'll tell you now, I do it full time and my husband does it full time. Don't forget, now we actually do training pieces also. But even prior to that, our actual notary business was such that he was able to, go ahead and we make that leap. I'm going to give you a couple tips regarding that. Now let Angela and Lexus speak to their personal experience. But if you want to do this full time, Queen, you got to be about it. And this is something that I'm still kind of sometimes, I don't know what word to put there, but uneasy, because every day I got to start over. I'm not waiting on a paycheck on the 1st and the 15th. No more. I would know if I went to work, I'm going to get a check on the 15th. I'm not going to get that anymore. So I know I have to wake up and I have to be ready to answer my telephone. Most days, I know that I work till 8:00 at night, going wherever, going to Atlanta if I have to, going wherever to get the business. So if you're really ready to be about it, you can definitely do it full time. Back to something Angela said earlier, and then I'll let them chime in, is I do everything too. I do loan signings. I do general notary work. I do ink fingerprinting. I do apostilles. Took me a while to get on that train, but I do them. I do proctor. I do whatever. I have a video 19 ways. So I actually do whatever to make my business work. My husband do too. And we go out there and get it. I mean, we have no choice. Sometimes if I can't go out, I'm sending him. When my nephew was here, I'd have him do some notarizations. My sister even talking about becoming a notary, my other sister. So, I mean, we don't play about the business. We can't afford to. This is what we do.
Because I don't want to say but I strongly encourage my daughter to become a notary. And she is a notary. So if I'm extra busy, especially if it's closer to where she is, I'm like, go do this job. I trained her and she'll do it. I've also had to convince her to keep her notary bag in her car. So I know Mondays and Tuesdays that she's not that busy with her business. So if I'm busy, I'll have her do it. And so we work together on those days. But other than that, like Kim said, I'm doing it every day.
Yeah, and kind of going back a little bit, I know this morning I was so tired. I was not feeling well. And I was just trying to rest because I was not feeling well. And I mean, my phone kept ringing. If it wasn't family, friends, it was the notary business. And guess what? Every time it rang, I answered the phone. Kimmi, she called me and was like, "You okay?" But it doesn't matter, because guess what? I shake, as soon as I see what it is, I shake off that sleepy sound. I'm like,
I do the same thing.
What is that? Not that sleepy sound.
I'm so serious.
It's funny you say that, Alexis, because I have like a thermos or something by my bed. And if that phone be ringing at 8:00 in the morning, I'd be like, but then
yeah. I mean, you gotta answer the phone. I'm doing this full time, so you gotta answer the phone. And this past weekend, honestly, almost every weekend, but the UPS right here by me does not have a notary in. So I literally get so many phone calls.
Well, you're fortunate they don't have a notary.
Yes, it's been like that for quite a minute too. I would say a couple years. But this past weekend, and this past weekend I had went up there on one job, and as I was pulling out the driveway, a guy called me, and I was like, "Well, where are you located?" He was like, "I'm right here." I was like, "Oh, I'm going up there now." I pulled up and knocked out 3 people that was all was wanting a notary at the UPS. So you have to answer that phone. Each one called me. I don't know if they overheard each other talk on the phone, or they just hurried up putting Google notary near me or whatever. But if I would have missed that phone call, I wouldn't have had, that was a lot of money in a very short, within 20, 30 minutes, really 20, 25 minutes.
Right.
So, and always take your bag with you is another tip. So y'all heard it here first. Get that sleepiness out your voice. Answer that telephone.